Hey,
What's going on? You can hear me?
yeah, what we gonna do? You on your computer or your phone?
No,
I
I'm
guess
on the phone, man.
it's
This
better like
computer's
this,
tripping
huh?
out right now.
Up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
down.
yeah.
For sure, I'm back, bro. Let me
So
get a
we're
setup
live.
here.
We're live, right?
Yeah. This is the first time did a
A YouTube
a
live,
YouTube
right?
live with partners, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, well, shit, we in this motherfucker now. If it blinks out now, it's definitely the internet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, we need to talk about this fight, man. Like this Tszyu versus Tony Harrison fight. You
Yeah,
were talking about it, Coach. You were telling me how you think Harrison, you know, highest IQ, as high of an IQ as anyone in the game, pretty much.
yes, 100%, 100%. And looking back at it, I think what we're saying, like the three losses he has, right, is they was all late round stoppages. And being a fan, I've been following him since I guess right around the time right before he lost to Willie Nelson that first fight, and then I followed him ever since. And then he's made his runs and had his fight with Hurd and did the thing with Charlo and shit. But he's so fucking good, bro. Boxing wise, he's so fucking good. And I think this is what we was talking about. I don't think Cheney is right at all. I don't think it's right at all. Now,
No, no.
I could I could only give you a educated guess because of my background, but he would have to say why, right? But I favor the going synopsis of he just loses focus, man. It's like he turns on autopilot. Like once he's in control of a fight, now he was never in control of Tim Tszyu, don't get me wrong.
No, no, yeah, yeah.
But every other person is beating, and I said that like it's a bunch. It ain't a bunch. It's Jamel clipped him
It's four. He
after
has
get
four losses now total. Four losses now
he
total.
and outside of a couple rounds, he whooped Jamel for every fucking round and got clipped out in the end. Kudos for Jamel for winning, Houston guy. Uh Willie Nelson schooling Willie Nelson. Willie Nelson clipped him out like in the 11th or something, and we never seen him no more. I think he got knocked out a few fights, and they ain't never seen him no more.
Right, right.
And Hurd, now y'all know, I don't know if the people know, but I call Jared Hurd is a friend of mine. I call him the Italian stallion when he used to dye their hair blind and shit. I said, man, look at the Italian stallion, man. But it's really a play on his toughness, right? His toughness. He comes
Yeah,
forward to
yeah.
fight, man. And it's you would be hard pressed to not like Jared Hurd, bro. He's a great guy in person. So
Yeah.
and Tony was schooling him, bro. Tony was schooling him, man,
Yeah.
until
Yeah.
Hurd
Yeah.
clipped him out.
Until he
Uh,
wasn't. Until he wasn't.
right
But
now,
yeah, until he got
this is
caught.
what I think. This is what I
Yeah.
think, and it's never no like one punch out of there, right?
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah.
last night. Look at last night, and I got a plenty to complain about last night, bro, with that stoppage, man. And you know me, bro. I'm not a brave trainer, man. I am not a brave trainer. I'm not a brave manager. None of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be overly cautious for the sake of a fighter that's gonna be reckless, right? Because the
Yeah.
great fighters they say fuck it and just go, right? Somebody's got to be in control. Now, it was close enough last night where I could almost say, hey, it was just a moment, y'all fucked up. But his battery went down so fast, bro. So fast. And what my son was watching it with my son, Tyler, my 18-year-old. And he said, Dad, he's hurt bad. I said, yeah. I said, I don't think a lot of people seen. It was almost like when Tony ducked. It was almost like a rabbit shot, but it wasn't dirty. It wasn't illegal at all. It was just Tim
Yeah.
throwing his shots, and he tried to slide up underneath it, and he caught him right in the ear hole or right here in the back of the ear, and I seen it, and it was immediately he took an extra like stepped a little higher when he took a step, and then Zoo caught it right in the ear, bro, right in the temple. How many times? And then
Yeah.
he wobbles all the way across the ring on no footing, and those reckless, those unblocked shots he was eating, bro. Uh, I did a video, man, where I seen when he was hurt and where I would have stopped as a trainer.
Yeah.
And you had a good 40 seconds of punishment after I said I would have stopped the fight. So
Right.
now I know that was Tony's brother, and I'm sure he came up boxing just like he did, and the dad was shit. So I don't want to be too hard on him because I never seen his brother before, and I don't know if he ever been on that level. But I'm gonna tell you something, man, and I can't say this enough, G. I really can't. It's not about what you know. It's not about did does Tony Harrison's brother knows boxing. I'm almost certain he could pass any fucking boxing intelligence quiz you want to give him. But experience, brother. When you see a man's hurt and he can't defend himself, only experience gives you that to where you can say,
Yeah.
this is my guy. I eat shit and sleep with this guy. This guy can't defend himself. Not properly. Not properly.
Yeah.
And not
Yeah.
and not give the opponent something to worry about him, but in return. So he's just
Yeah.
teeing off. And that's what happened, bro. He teed off on Tony. So man, the shit hurt me to my heart, bro. Because I'm a Tony fan. So
Yeah. Listen,
I'm
me
in
and
here
you
screaming
both.
at the
Me
TV.
and
And
you
my son's
both,
like, what
man.
the fuck are they doing? I said they fucking up is what they
Yeah.
doing.
Me and you
But
both,
but
man. We were.
you wanted to stop too. Much
Well,
sooner.
it's no, like you said, you're a Tony fan. That's what I'm second. I'm seconding what you're saying. I'm
Mm,
echoing your sentiment. I mean, I love Tony Harrison. I love the way he fights. I love his
fucking
swag.
great,
I think
dude.
he's,
He's
I think he's
great, bro. He is
hilarious,
great.
bro. That guy is pure entertainment. Like I remember, and you said this before. It was so unfortunate that he got hold of a mic or that they put a mic on him so late in his career because the minute they put a microphone on this guy, I said to myself, oh man, this guy's incredible to listen to. Like, this guy's so much fun. You know what I mean? And
With his
he,
boxing, with his boxing intelligence and that marketability of talking, they missed the fucking boat, bro. They missed the
bad,
boat big time because
bad.
because he could have sold a gang of shit prior to actually doing it to people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
he could have
right.
said, nah, nah. But we caught him on the ass end, and he's been clipped out. And I want to give you my opinion because I don't have nothing set in stone, bro.
Yeah,
And then I want you to give me yours as a fighting man.
sure.
I think Tony, bro. I think Tony twofold. I think he definitely fades, right? He definitely fades. Now, is that a conditioning thing? I don't know. As much as I know, last night he started breathing through his mouth like early, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
five, man. He was sucking through his, and I'm like, that's so fucking wrong. Like that's ABC boxing. There's no way a crook fighter don't know you breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth so you get some more back in your nose. And for people that don't know, let me explain why. And this has been verified because for years I didn't know why. I just knew, right? But a nurse told me, as humans, the shit in our nose and our sinus, it allows the most pure air that we can get into our lungs.
I see. I see.
Mouth. Half, she said half, but maybe a lot, I don't know. But half of your air intake turns to sugar. Breathing, mixing with it doesn't have the filtration system that we have in our sinus. Now,
I see.
Maybe there's some smart motherfuckers who could come on there and explain exactly why or how or whatever. But this was a buddy's wife who was a nurse. Explained it to
Yeah.
to do with fighting. She was just talking about how the body works. I think Tony, bro, we all do it, bro. We all been there, bro. And I don't care if it's fighters or just any output. You know what I'm saying? Any what's the word I'm looking for? Any athletic thing that you burn out, the lungs start burn. You know what I'm saying? You're pushing. We all know, or we all got to develop to know that second wind is just right on the other side of that, right?
Yeah.
As fighters, it's my job and the fighter's job to know that, understand that, experience that, and then not show that's what you're looking for, right?
Right.
Not showing I'm exhausted, I'm tired. But I know there's a second wind, so I gotta just hold on enough and pretend enough and push enough to show you that I'm still here alive.
Yeah.
I think Tony, I think it's a combination because it's done happen too many times, bro. And it ain't just a knockout. It ain't just he gets clipped and goes out. I think
Yeah.
he gets caught in that space we all find that we just need that
The
second
in
win.
between, the in between
We just
between
need that
the
second
first
win.
win and the second win.
Right. And here's the kicker. And this is a wild theory, bro. You ain't got to agree with none of this shit. I'm
Yeah,
just trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out for myself
I
because I'm a
get
fan.
you. I get you. I get you.
And I think he has the inability, or he's never been taught it, or he's just not good at it because we all not good at everything, right? He
Yeah.
doesn't have the wherewithal to hide it well. He'll even smile. Like if you catch him, he'll because he's a fighting fucking man, bro. You gotta
Yeah,
kill him.
yeah, yeah.
He got up last night. You see that? And he
Yeah.
shouldn't have fought. He got up, he wanted to fight. I think Tony can't hide that I'm hurt. I'm hurt, you got me, motherfucker. Or that
Hmm.
he can't hide that I'm exhausted. I'm tired. And that tells a killer, like this young Tszyu kid, he's a punching, his father was a fucking brutal guy.
Man,
Those boys
listen,
are
this
Russian,
guy.
bro. They're not Australian, bro. They're not Australian, bro. Those are Russians, man. Those are Eastern Europeans, bro. Them are
Yeah, he's tough.
vicious, vicious human beings, bro. And and Tszyu and Costa Zoo, Tim Zoo got that in him. Cause you seen when he seen Tony was a wounded dog, what he did? He didn't give a
Man.
flying fuck, bro. You gotta go. So I think that's the story with Tony. And it's done happened enough to know, I think, at 32, and what he's done with Alicia, and with what I'm sure he's gonna do with many fighters, man, going full off crossover. Look, if Tony does a homecoming Detroit fighter just to cash out, just to have a showcase to, Tommy Hearns did it too.
He
Just
earned
at
it.
home,
He earned
give the
that shit,
city,
man.
yeah, man, give
Yeah,
the
yeah,
city
he earned
back
that shit.
something and go out on a high note, man, do that. But I would love to see him instill that boxing brain into these fighters, bro. I would. Oh my God, we all benefit. We all benefit, bro. As long as there's extensions of Brewster, I'm going past Crunk, bro, because a lot of people don't know. This
Yeah.
is my wheelhouse as far as my heroes. I wasn't there, but these is my heroes, right? So this harkens back to Brewster's boxing club, bro. In Detroit, Michigan. From that sprung Joe Louis, Sugar Ray Robinson, Eddie Futch, all the people who ended up training Emmanuel Stewart, right, as a young amateur, winning national golden gloves and shit. And he decided to be a trainer instead of turning pro. Got into that what's those little things, the community center, rec center, and they funded him for boxing. And the rest is history, bro. And aside from aside from Eddie Futch or maybe aside from Eddie Futch or Ray Arcel or somebody, second to none to Crunk Boxing, bro, and Emmanuel Stewart, bro. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. And I'm a fucking trainer.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. I want to say my tree is the best thing ever since ever, right?
Right.
But it's not, bro. Emmanuel Stewart and crunk boxing, bro, is the benchmark and watermark for me. For me. And it should be for everybody else. So am I a Tony Harrison fan? Yeah, bro, by fucking just automatic. And then watching him, learning him, and seeing how great he was, man, I want him to start building these fighters, bro, and continuing that legacy the same way that what's the guy who took over for Vlad and them, Jonathan Banks,
Banks,
the
Banks, yeah.
same way that yeah, all them boys, man, all and there's a bunch of my hero was Tommy growing up, and I thought Emmanuel Stewart was the greatest thing that ever fucking showed a motherfucker how to punch. So that's how I'm familiar with it. And man, I really wish, you know, one time we was off, two time we got a problem, three and four times, bro, that it's an issue. So now just cut it out, man, and train fighters, bro. It's where I'm at with it.
Yeah,
What I would like to see him do. And he's still so young, bro. He's still so young that, bro, he could
32,
build fighters for
32
50
years
years.
old. Yeah, 32 years old. 32. I mean,
The next 50
32.
years, bro.
32. Some people are haven't even hit their prime yet at 32.
Right, right. Now,
Which
he
which
could be
which
building world
adds
champions, bro.
which adds more mystery, right, to this whole thing. It adds more mystery to what you're talking about. Like what's going on with him? What happened with him as a
And
fighter? And
a little bit, and I want to give credence because this definitely happened.
yeah,
And a little bit to that cruise control, bro. He definitely goes into cruise control and says, "Oh, this dude ain't shit." You know what I'm saying? Like this dude ain't shit, and that's fine for a fringe guy. But these elites of elites, bro. What we was talking about the other day, the elites, bro, they all good. They all fucking good.
yeah,
So if you schooling one, you got to stay on your toes in case he's still fighting and throwing bombs, right?
yeah.
So
And then Zoo. I think Zoo surprised us. I mean, I know Zoo surprised me a little bit. Like I thought he would be good, but he was better. He was even better than I thought he would be. I don't know about you, but he was better than I thought he
nah, what I seen, that fucking dude's a problem. And I'm gonna tell you something else. He does so much shit right. He's just gonna be a problem just on accident. Just because he's willing, right? And then so by the time he's got that he's game
would. Yeah.
and got the legitimate line, right? Oh, that dude's a fucking problem. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm watching this shit because I see, his biggest flaw is youth, inexperience. That's his biggest flaw.
Yeah.
Motherfucker could fight. And I'm seeing a lot of people, including Mel on that broadcast, talking about, oh, this ain't shit. And this, oh no, bro. Oh no, okay. Hop in there with that fucking kid if you want.
And he's 28
Because
years old. He's only 28 years old still.
dude, he's like a bigger, stronger. He's a bigger, stronger. What's that kid who gave Jamel all that problem? Beat him, and then he won a rematch?
Which one
Or
now?
did he draw? That that Hispanic
Oh,
kid
Castaño.
that schooled, yeah, he
Castaño.
got robbed. He schooled Jamel,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
robbed
yeah,
him without a pistol, without a pistol. And then Mel clipped him out in the second one, remember?
yeah.
And he fought incredibly foolish Castano in the second one. But you can't take shit from Jamel because he's there, he's punching, he's trying, and he wins more often than not. But I don't want the young Houston Bomber to overlook this kid, bro. Because this kid will get you out of there, man.
Oh yeah.
This kid will get you. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. Where do you rate Tony Harrison's boxing intelligence, understanding? Where would you rate it?
Me, you know,
Yes.
historically, I would say it's got to be a 9 or a 10 historically.
Mm-hmm.
But last night it didn't look good to me, coach. It didn't look good to me last night, man. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason it didn't look good to me last night, coach, is just the basics, right? Just the range. I was looking at the
Mm-hmm.
range and I saw a Kostya Zoo or Kostya Zoo. I saw a Tim Zoo,
I, I, I keep doing the same shit. Yeah.
right? I saw a Tim Zoo who's the shorter man, who's the less experienced man, right?
By a lot, too. When they were standing
Right.
next to each other, by a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
He's
think
he's
four
very much like
inches.
a Castano. Very
I
much like a
think yeah.
Castano.
I think 4 inches the difference in height, and then a 5.5 inch reach advantage. And I just saw. To me, it seemed like the 28-year-old Tim Tszyu had a better understanding of range last night. Like it was just so. It was just
You want me to tell
so
you?
much
You
better.
want me to tell
I
you?
didn't understand. Help me understand because
Let
it's
me tell
not in,
you.
it's not coming in. You know,
Let me tell you. And when I tell you, you gonna know it because
is
you're
it
an
just
analyst.
his natural stance? Is it just his
No, 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 no.
stance? Just the way
Oh,
he
who you
is?
talking about? You talking about Zoo or
I'm talking
Tony?
about Zoo. I'm talking about Zoo. I thought Zoo's
Okay, Zoo.
understanding of range was way better than Harrison last night. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, 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 no. No, you're right. But because of this, I want to explain why you're right. Because I seen the same thing. Zoo is correct. That's all. What you're seeing is correct boxing. That's all.
The whole
His
way
his
through. The whole
yes,
way through.
his punch output as well as selection could be better, but that's just experience. It's gonna come. It's gonna come. Right now he's still powering through. Let me get you to the right and I'm gonna throw it right. Let me get you to the left, I'm gonna throw it left. That's just it's correct.
Yeah.
The longer he fights, the better fighters he fights, his punch selection, everything will be better. All right. So what you're saying was we dead ass nut. Agree. Reason why Tony looked like shit is this. Dead game. Oh man, I like this. We can see the comments right here
You
on the
see,
thing.
yeah, yeah. You see, and that's another thing I wanted to mention. What Dead Game mentioned there. Shout out, thank you, Dead Game. That's another thing. Tim didn't throw any jabs, which I thought he hardly threw any jabs.
On purpose. On purpose, but that's not good. That's that no no no
Okay,
no no no. Dead
that's
game's
what
one
I
hundred
thought
percent
was
right.
bad. That's what I thought was
Yes.
bad about his
Yes.
performance.
Yes. But
But everything
guess what?
else, I'm trying to understand, right? My brain is trying to understand how a guy like Tony Harrison was
Mm-hmm.
completely outdone. I mean,
By
100% outdone by a younger
Green Kid.
Australian. I
Green
just,
Kid.
I'm not understanding that. I'm not understanding that, and so
Let
that's
me
why I
make you
say
understand
nine
it.
out of ten. That's why I say 9 out of 10 historically. But last night, what happened? What happened last
Here's
night?
here's what happened. And we all probably should have knew but didn't. But definitely they should have knew. But the position they in, it doesn't even matter if they knew. They gotta overcompensate for it. All right, now think back. As soon as the fight started, think back to
Yeah.
Tony. His punch selection is right. His jabs crisp. He's placing it. He won the first round, remember? He was offsetting Tim. Tim wasn't getting shit going, but Tim wasn't jabbing. Watch this. Think back to Tony out the gate. Turn off, waist up, waist down. Okay? Think of Tony's feet. That rear foot was so far behind him and in the middle of his back that he don't fight like, and that's the erosion of motor skills. The erosion of motor skills,
Ah,
he can't catch his balance. So look,
that's what
where
you're.
his feet,
Okay, okay,
where his
okay.
feet would be like this normally, right? And this foot underneath his hip, like it's supposed to, like Costa Zoo, we giving some game away. So everybody who misses it, y'all missed it, you dumb fucks.
Yeah,
Look, so Costa Zoo, son, is like he's supposed to be.
the whole way
Feet
through.
correct, hips
The
right,
whole
hands
way
tight.
through. The
Tony,
whole way through.
yes, Tony, hands tight, educated jab, everything, hips down. His feet was like this. Watch. I'm trying to make it so you can see me. This
Yeah,
is his
yeah,
real
yeah.
foot, right? You see it? This is how he
Down,
was fighting
down,
last night.
down. Yeah, yeah,
That's how he was
yeah.
fighting
That's
last night.
what exactly what I saw.
And so
That's
his
exactly
hips,
what I saw.
so look, that's where his hips was last night. Instead of like Costa Zoo, son, like this, Tony was in them hips like that, moving his back foot to get balance to shoot the jab. Where normally at 6'1", Tony fights correct, and Kazazu had better jab to get in there. So what happened was he didn't jab with Tony. Because if he'd have gotten a jabbing contest with him, he definitely it was gonna be harder. So Kazuzu's son started timing him and finding his timing, finding his range, chip shotting, bumping his feet up, bumping that foot up like he's supposed to. It was a brilliant performance against a high caliber opponent who knows everything you're doing. So he's gonna know how to counteract it. He just couldn't last night because his balance was gone. Everything was shot. Now, anybody who hears this, go watch it back. Even the round he won, the first round, you can see it. It's as plain as day. Because even
Even
though
me, I don't
Tony
know
gets
anything. Even me, I'm not a boxing coach. I'm a kickboxing promoter, but I saw this from because of
right,
you. Because of
even
you,
though
I saw this.
even though Tony knew when to throw the jab to offset him, but he was closer to Zoo than he normally would have ever been, and that was it. Once I seen that in the first round, and my son goes, "Dad, why ain't Tony working that jab and offsetting him?" I say, "He can't, son. He's doing it. He's doing it, but he's still vulnerable. He still could get hit. Whereas
Yeah.
before, he would have to get tired and have that lack of mental shit to get caught with that. Otherwise, he don't get caught with it. So I really think he needs to walk away, bro. I really think Tim deserves all the credit for it, right? For what he did. He beat a hell of a fighter, former world champion, one of the most educated boxers in the world. And you green as grass, never beat nobody. And look at
Yeah.
the pressure, man. Did you see how awkward he felt trying to do the music and shit? That was a lot of fucking people in that place, bro. That was a
Yeah, it was.
lot of pressure on that kid.
That was.
And and before people say, "Oh, it was classes of him saying, what's my motherfucking name?" and all that, and it may have been. It may have been. Bruh, that kid did something special that night, man.
He really did.
Regardless who wants to admit it or likes it or understands what was happening, that kid was in his hometown. George Cambosos couldn't do it
No.
against a trash
Yeah.
fighter who can't do shit. That he's just bigger than you. This kid Zoo was in there with a fucking scientist, a genius over there. And if I fuck up, he's gonna
Yeah.
get me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he dominated that fight. I don't want Tony to fight no more, bro. I don't want him to fight no more, man.
So so
He's too
so
good.
so this
He's too
yeah,
good for that
yeah.
shit.
So here's okay. So it's a lot of things, right? I was thinking about, and after you giving your spiel on what you saw, now you've kind of affected what I think happened as well. And I'm kind of glad I got to hear everything you had to say because I also wanted to know, what happened to Tony Harrison last night because he didn't look good at all. And for me,
He was off. Hadn't fought in 2 years. On top of that, he
yeah,
was off, time and off. But the truth is, his motor skills is gone. He can't fight. He shouldn't be fighting no more. That's the truth.
I wonder why though. I wonder why. But I was thinking the jet lag must have maybe had an effect. He's fighting on the other side of the world. He's never
Could
even
have.
been there. Probably he's fighting on the other side of the world.
Do you know when he got
He
there? Did he get there long
That I don't
ago?
know. That I don't know. That I don't know.
Because that
But I
shit
would
matters, bro.
imagine,
You can't go to
yeah, that
Australia a week out, bro. A week out,
no,
you're
you
fucked.
can't. Yeah,
You're
I
fucked.
agree. So I was
You're
thinking
not gonna
that.
make weight or nothing.
Right, right. I was thinking that. I was thinking 2 year layoff.
That definitely had something to do with it.
I was thinking maybe he's now older, but he's still trying to make that weight. Maybe it's a
Probably had something to
combination
do
of
with it.
everything. Yeah, maybe it's a
All of it, bro.
combination of everything because
I think
I don't. Mhm.
that's what happened with his boxing skills. That's why he gets caught. I think it's a combination of shit that comes together every fucking time, and boom, there
Yeah.
it is. My bad. Go ahead.
He might be better off moving if he's going to fight again. Maybe moving up one weight class or doing a catch weight or something. Because
Go to 60, 62, something like that. Yeah,
yeah,
58,
yeah,
something
because to
at home
me,
too.
coach, yeah, yeah, at home in Detroit, like you said, a homecoming, a finale or something. Because to me, again, I don't want to say chinny either, right? Because I feel like chinny is a disrespectful term. For him, I'm
Right,
going to
and
use.
it's not it's normally misplaced too. But go
Right,
ahead.
right. Well, for him, I'm going to use punch resistance, right? Punch resistance, maybe, maybe. If if I'm gonna put anything on him that's a negative attribute, that might be a thing. I'll say punch
It's
resistance
high on the
because
head
again,
too, though. Don't it seem high
right,
on the head? He gets hit
right,
high on the
right,
head, it
right,
fucks him up.
right. And you see his frame. He's very skinny. He does have a pretty big head in proportion to his body. He is
Yeah.
susceptible maybe to those shots up there. And I feel
Mm-hmm.
like you said, like near the end of the rounds. Now, typically that happens to guys, and I see this a lot in my sport too, right? Where guys will cut a lot of weight, and then that means later on in the fight, because they cut that weight, they're already drained. They don't have any punch resistance. Maybe he's just getting to the point where at 32 years of age, with all the miles on the odometer, he says he's been doing it since he was 5 years old. That his body just can't. That weight is just not enough for him to have the punch resistance he needs to survive these guys. You know what I mean? And
And
then
who
you
knows?
combine it.
And who knows if
Right,
he cuts weight wrong? Who knows if he been
right,
draining to make
right.
weight and shit? Who knows? We don't know.
And he
You know how long
mentioned that.
motherfuckers try to hang on to it, try to hang on to that class
Right.
because I'm bigger. So if I can hang on to my class, and that could be a miscalculation from the team, you know.
Right. And he mentioned that. He mentioned, "Oh, I cut weight the right way this time," and they were talking about him fading and later on in fights. And he just looks like a skinny guy too. I mean, maybe if there's anything that could be said about him, maybe he just doesn't have the punch resistance. Maybe he's a guy that needs to go up. Maybe he needs to go up a class. But I think that's why I said historically 9 or 10 IQ, because he didn't look good last night. IQ wise, you mentioned that maybe he's just deteriorated. The motor skills are
That's what
gone.
I see. That's what I see. Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe he can't make the class anymore. He's too thin. Fighting on the other side of the world. I just think it was too many. Maybe it's just too many things at this point for him, that if he's going to fight again, he can't do that. Like you said, probably got to be at home, take a good fight that's winnable for him, and maybe move up 4 or 5 pounds. I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm seeing. But as far as his IQ, I think it's amazing. But like again, last night, and I didn't know that at 32 years of age, I could attribute that to deterioration of motor skills. I
oh,
just
bro,
thought something
bro,
happened. I just thought maybe something happened. I couldn't understand it. I couldn't
brother,
understand it. But
brother.
I think you're right.
Cosell, Cosell tried to get Ali farming cancer when he was 32 years old because he thought he was
Right,
gonna die.
right.
Listen, and Ali only had 50, 65. He didn't have no ridiculous amount of, it ain't the 200 fights that Duran had. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that.
Yeah, yeah.
But they bigger men, bro. Tony's been knocked out by Jared Hurd, who's a fucking giant. Let me explain to people how big Jared Hurd is. Jared Hurd, okay, he may be 6 foot 6'1". That fucker is a linebacker, bro. That fucker is 200 pounds, bro, walking around the gym.
Yeah,
And and he's a fucking man, bro. Just put it like that. And
yeah.
physically. And he knocked Tony out late. Willie Nelson, if you remember, he was like a 6'4" southpaw or something, right? He was like this big, long, lanky, uh, uh, leverage on his shots, called him late.
Yeah.
Jamel's a big, strong motherfucker, Jamel Charlo, right? So
And we
whatever you
forgot
say
we
about
forgot we forgot that he also had a split draw with Bryant Perella, which was
the one I
not the
missed, the
best.
comeback fight that
Yeah,
I missed that they said he lost. Somebody told me he looked bad.
yeah. So
I didn't
maybe he
see
was
it.
kind of, yeah. So maybe he was deteriorating, and for him to continue to try to hold on to that weight class,
He shouldn't do
with
it,
his
bro.
skills deteriorating,
He
that
shouldn't do
might
it,
have been
bro.
it.
And again, bro, I'm just when I'm a fan, I don't want nobody hurt. Period. But when I'm a fan of guys, and like I think, like Tony, bro, Tony had this shit may sound crazy to people, but I've been saying it for years. He's like Tony Harrison is like a fucking that Jew in the rough. You know what I'm saying? Like you're
Yeah,
overlooking
yeah,
people.
yeah.
People overlooking. This motherfucker's full of boxing, bro. He understands ass back before. Dude, that dude didn't do no. That wasn't no small shit. Getting Alicia past. Michaela.
Oh man,
Michaela
yeah, that was
Michaela was favored for that fight,
I was
and
just thinking
and
that. Yeah,
and Tony was confident. He had Alicia switch to what? Three different gears. She was fighting one way, switch, and switched out at the.
yeah,
And Michaela could never find second gear. Remember? That's why she lost. But I thought she clearly beat Michaela, and
yeah.
Michaela's got to get back in there. But like Tony's that, I'm telling you, bro, Tony's that guy that I would talk boxing with, and I would want to nerd out with him. You know what I'm saying? Be like, dude, what you think about this? And he's a young kid. I got fucking plenty years on this dude, bro. But I just see it, and he knows what he's talking about when he talks. He's the type of guy that boxing insiders want to talk to, rather than did you hear like Jamel on the commentary? He wasn't
Yeah.
really adding nothing. He wasn't really saying nothing other than I beat these guys and I'll beat him.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, and he may do that, and he may do that. And I'm rooting, and I'm gonna root Houston in that fight, right? I'm from Houston, so but if Tony was watching that fight and you asked him what was going on, right? It'll be a whole different ball of wax. He's going to explain it to you. And so before he keeps getting in there and getting hurt doing the Roy Jones thing, bro, just fucking chill, man. Just chill out with that shit, bro. And
yeah,
and go build
yeah.
these fighters, man. And go build these fighters. Roy can't go build fighters. You see what happens when he tries. So he just needs to stop boxing, bro. I'm glad he quit boxing, man, because that shit. I really think Roy Jones is the greatest boxing athlete ever, ever,
Yeah,
ever, bar none. And now I'm not a fan, but we from two different schools. But I know he's got to be the greatest fucking athlete in the world. I think,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go past boxing, bro. I think Roy Jones may fuck around and be the greatest fucking born athlete. He just needed to be
One of them,
taught shit.
one of them for sure, one of them, the best
Yeah.
athletes.
Do you not compare Roy Jones to fucking Bo Jackson? You got to. In fact, he did more than Bo Jackson. A lot more. A lot more than Bo Jackson. And Bo Jackson, everybody knows the greatest athlete. And whoever else. I ain't trying to leave nobody out, but
Right,
like Roy Jones shouldn't have been able to do none of that shit, bro. With his understanding. He should have been like Caleb Plant. He should have been able to out athlete the lesser fighters. And then when he fought real guys, he should have got his ass handed to him. And he
right.
fucking schooled the real guys, bro. He circled these motherfuckers, bro. So like Tony's the what I'm trying to say. The opposite of that.
Antithesis. Yeah, yeah.
Tony, I like to hear him because it's all plan, plot, and perform, right? It's all plan,
Yeah,
plot, and
yeah.
perform, which is
Sweet
what we do.
science. It's all sweet science. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 man. So yeah, just build them fighters, man. Just build them fighters, bro. Don't keep getting hit on like that, man. Fuck that shit,
I
man.
agree, man. I agree, and it's a shame, like we said earlier, because we missed out on him, man. Like he could have been a real. I mean, I hope he'll grow into that real like star and personality that we all wanted as a coach, because he didn't
You
get
wouldn't
really
listen
the
to him?
chance to do it as a fighter. Oh, me all
You wouldn't.
day. I love to
I
hear
want to
this
hear what
guy
the fuck he
talk.
got to say about fighters,
Every
bro. I
time,
want to
yeah,
hear.
every time he opens his mouth, I'm just like I shut the world out. I want to hear what this guy has to
Joke
say. This guy's
Jokes
hilarious.
aside, because he's funny with the
He's
jokes and shit. But
knowledgeable. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, man, I like it, man. I like the dude,
yeah,
bro. I don't want to see him get hit on no more, man. Not nobody gonna fucking save him. The ref didn't know this guy wasn't going. He wasn't gonna come back, bro. You
yeah,
turned this guy. You remember that one shot he hit Tony with, and Tony kind of like, cause he didn't curve. This ain't no English pussy shit. Turn around trying to get
yeah,
away.
yeah,
No, he knocked his ass. He knocked his ass silly backwards, right? And Tony tried to get back as fast as he could, and right back into some ass whooping, bro. What more you got to see, man?
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know what these people got to see. And listen, I got a gang of Mexican homeboys, bro. A gang of them, bro. And I love them. They adopted me and everything, bro. But I'm not a brave fucking corner, bro. That shit does not impress me, man. Tough ain't gonna fucking do it, bro. You know what Joe Louis used to do? Tough guys, bro. It's been a gang of tough guys, and they didn't make it to 2 fucking rounds, bro. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
Max Baer said fear, and in case people don't know, Max Baer was 6'5", I believe 6'5", 250 pounds, killed 2 men in the ring from punching,
Jesus
right?
Christ.
And they asked Max Baer to explain fear, and Max Baer said, "I know exactly what fear is." And they said, "What is fear?" He said, "Fear is standing across the ring from Joe Louis, knowing he wants to go home early."
Mm.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. That shit there, you don't. I want Tony to pass shit that keeps this shit growing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like fuck getting your brains beat out, bro. Let's go. If you can get your brains beat out, gee, one punch. How many times you seen it, bro? How many times you seen
oh
it? One
man,
punch changes a man's life. His life.
we
He's
seen
never
it.
the
Shit,
same, bro.
I'm seeing it on my shows, man. I'm seeing it at kickboxing. I'm seeing it
Bro,
everywhere.
I'm seeing some kicks on your shit, bro. They kicking these mother. And this the thing, bro. And why it's entertaining. This is why I think the UFC made it right. Like it's violence, but like motherfucker didn't know shit about jiu-jitsu, right? Nothing. But seeing a dude get a dude in the headlock and throw him on the ground, that's everybody can relate to that shit, right?
Yeah,
They fighting. And now you don't know that it's real science going on, hip tosses and ankle locks and shit. You don't know that, just the layman. But the layman sees that shit and goes, I could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? He sees himself in that.
yeah, yeah.
Well, with your kickboxing, bro, the reason why I see it so fan friendly and I see it's all upside, bro. It's all if you was in Houston, bro, I would be coming to the kickboxing fights.
Oh, man, that
And
would be so dope.
let me tell you why, though. Let me tell you why before you think it's dope. It wouldn't be for the science, bro. It would be the carnage. Like what I'm seeing is them boys in your promotion, the amateur or the whatever, they balls to the wall, bro. So like it's reckless. It's like fuck a counter. You know what I'm saying? The fuck is a counter punch? And them boys, they punch with everything, bro. Do they not? Am I lying?
I
They
mean,
turn
yeah, yeah. I mean,
they turning every shot over trying to kill this motherfucker, bro. So when I see them do them kicks, oh man, I know people think, I remember that time I got in a fight in 6th grade and I kicked the shit out. You know what I'm saying? They look at it
yeah,
like
yeah,
that, like
yeah.
they can relate to it. Whereas, and you know this too, G, where a motherfucker who don't know pugilism would go to sleep on my own fighter. They would hate him. They would hate everything about him.
Yeah,
Meanwhile, he ain't getting hit. He's dominating every round, never losing a second of a round. But in their world, it ain't even a fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like so.
yeah,
So my Mexican homeboys, they don't want to hear that shit either because they just want to see. But if I had like fighters rep here, I could go get my corners kicked. You know what I'm saying? I could go see my shit because I can't look at the boxing like that. I can't look at the
yeah,
boxing
yeah,
like that because I'm gonna go to either big up in the guy who's good or shitting on the guy who don't belong there the whole time because
yeah,
I'm looking at it through trainer eyes. But when I watch like a UFC fight or a kickboxing fight, I could just be pure fan, bro. Pure
right,
fan.
right,
Kick that
right, right.
motherfucker square in his ass, man. That's what I want to see you do. But yeah, man.
Ah,
And now, with that said, let me give the disclaimer. I know it's science, bro. I just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? It
yeah,
ain't my
yeah,
world, so
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
I know, bro. If it's 2 men fighting and it's a martial art, it's skill. That ain't what I'm trying. I'm not trying to act like it ain't skill. I just don't know it. It just ain't my
yeah,
world, so I don't pretend. A lot of people do that, man. I see a lot of people do that. They think like, especially MMA and boxing is like interchangeable, and bro, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't know this, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this. You give me the world's, you give me My only kickboxing hero I know. This bad motherfucker, man. No, I got two. I got two, bro. One is Benny the Jet. I know you know who that is.
Oh yeah.
Because I know who that is and I shouldn't. But I know who that bad motherfucker is, right? Because the first thing I seen with Benny the Jet, he's basically a boxer that kicks. Like it's right, it's correct. And then he kicks the shit out of people. So Benny the Jet, and they had this another dude, bro, named Duke that I used to watch like in the 90s, man. And he was on one of the
Duke
kickboxing.
Rufus. Duke
Duke
Rufus.
Rufus, white boy, Duke Rufus. Bad motherfucker. Southpaw, right? Southpaw.
I think so. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think he's a southpaw, but I watched him wash people. But you take the baddest motherfucking UFC guy, put him in them boxing gloves, in there with Duke Rufus and kickboxing. I'll bet my house he gets his ass stomped out.
Yeah,
Stomped
yeah,
out.
yeah. For sure. Yeah,
Well, so that's me saying I understand the science. It ain't me saying, it ain't
yeah.
science or nothing. I just it just ain't my world. But you put Duke Rufus in there. I don't give a fuck who that was a big boy too. He was like a heavyweight.
Yeah,
You
yeah. And his
put
brother fought too, Rick Rufus. They both good.
Rick
They were
Rufus.
both
I
good.
remember him too, the brother. But the one I like with the American flag trunks, that's Duke, right?
Right, right, right. I think
Bro,
so.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, I used to watch him, bro. And what the fuck I'm doing watching kickboxing? Because this dude was bad. This dude was a badass dude. You put Duke Rufus in them fucking American flag trunks in a kickboxing ring. Give me your baddest motherfucking UFC guy, and you put him in there with that kickboxer, and they fighting kickboxing.
Oh, they're
Same
gonna
way
eat
as you
him.
put him
Yeah,
in.
he's
Well,
gonna eat him.
I don't. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if Rufus is an MMA guy too. Was he? Did he ever end up doing mixed martial arts or no?
Yeah,
Just
I mean,
kickboxing.
maybe, but yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to put him in there against the best MMA guy. I
You
mean,
wouldn't want to
it's
put
just
him in that either, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, bro. If the two boys just going at it, I could go watch it and just turn off my thinking brain, And I'd be watching some of your highlights, dude, bro. And them dudes is getting sparked, bro. Dudes is getting sparked, dude, when they get knocked out, bro. Wow,
it's
like it's
crazy,
bad.
man.
I don't know if it's because of like a foot. It just looks so bad, but man, it's bad, bro. Them some tough guys, bro. They really tough
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
dude.
and it is kickboxing, so I mean, they are, of course, they're not at the level of boxers, right? You wouldn't put them, like you said, the same way you wouldn't put a
World champ. Yeah,
MMA
yeah, yeah, yeah.
guy against a high level kickboxer. You're not gonna put a kickboxer in there against a high level boxer in a boxing
With
match
Bud
most of
Crawford, with Bud Crawford and shit.
right, most
Yeah.
of the time. But like a lot of these kids, I mean, because it is Southern California, especially, I mean, a lot of them are going to boxing gyms. Like we got this one kid, David Rivera, who he was middleweight champ, and then I think I sent you the video where he dropped his opponent with a spinning back fist. His opponent got back up,
Hmm.
bounced off the ropes, and knocked him out. And now they're having a
Yeah,
rematch.
yeah, that
That's
was
that's
wild. That shit was
that's
wild, bro. I want to say I shared that shit.
and you did, and I appreciate it. And that's the main event on April
What happened,
twenty
man?
second. Well, I would say that's the main event on April
Say it
22nd.
again.
So the rematch is the main event for April 22nd. Did you hear me?
You're bleeping out on me, bro. You
I'm
froze up a
not
little
sure.
bit.
So what happened?
Damn, we
How about
we had
now?
a
Is it better
48-minute
now?
run before that happened.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a
Okay,
little
cool,
better.
cool.
It's not quite, but
Okay.
it's coming. More movement.
Okay, so what I was saying is so they're rematching on April 22nd at the next Fighters Rep. It's going to be a rematch between them two. Can you hear me
April
still
what?
or 22nd?
It chopped up again. April 22nd, the rematch
Yeah.
of them two boys who dropped
Yeah,
each other.
yeah. Yeah, and David actually like trains, I want to say like half of the time or a third of the time at a boxing gym. Like
Mm.
he's just getting his
So
boxing right, you know what I mean?
is that the guy? Was that the fight where you was giving a dude the strap? He won the belt. What
Yeah,
fight was
so
that?
so so David was the middleweight champ when he fought Christian Zoller, the tall blonde kid. And then
Okay.
Christian Zoller beat him. So now Zoller's the middleweight champ, and now they're rematching because everybody wanted a rematch because as you can see, David was he was winning that fight. Everybody thought Zoller was on the way out, and then Zoller landed that crazy right hand punch, And I think Zoller wants to clear the air and show everyone it wasn't a fluke. And
Get a run
Rivera
back.
wants
Yeah,
to
get a
get
run
back.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
So
makes
they're
sense.
running
It
it
makes
back.
sense.
Yeah. So, but my point is, like, a lot of these kids are, they do have to work on their boxing, and a boxing coach in kickboxing is not a bad idea at all. I mean, it's pretty necessary, I think.
If
And again, it's not the same level, not at the same level as like what you guys are doing, maybe, but they're definitely taking it seriously.
I mean, shit, bro. If you're in LA, fuck California, bro. I mean, I'm not familiar with it, but we do know that's a hub for boxing. So you in some of the best boxing gyms, I'm sure. You know,
And I wanted to touch on something because you mentioned Jarrett Hurd, man. Shout out to Jarrett Hurd, but that kid that beat Hurd, Armando Resendiz, I want to say, man, it just what is he? He was like 14-1 or something coming out of Mexico. Never fought outside of Mexico. Manny Robles in his corner, man. Manny Robles in his corner. For him,
anytime, bro. Look, I know that you do, right? I know that you do.
no,
Anytime I hear the name Robles, bro, I look out because of his father, bro. There's real shit over there. You don't fuck with that. You don't overlook it, is what I'm saying. So,
yeah,
because of Reggie, my buddy Reggie, who was trained by Manny's father
his
and
father, yeah, yeah,
won the light heavyweight title, I already knew Robles. So when Manny Robles, because we probably similar ages, huh? He's
probably, yeah,
he been in the game. He was born in the game, but I think he been training fighters and shit more focused on it a lot younger than I was, right? So he's hit the world title. You know, he's got the world champions and got Ruiz past AJ and all some shit like that. But I had already knew who that was without knowing him because great boxing men, everybody knows, right? Everybody knows everybody. Even if you don't like them, it doesn't matter because if they real, everybody knows they the real deal.
yeah,
You don't
yeah,
gotta you don't gotta like the real deal. It's truth. So I knew, you can't overlook that shit, man. When Manny Robles was in the corner, bro, and he had time, and I don't know this fucking guy, but I'm telling you, as a trainer, I know
yeah.
because I can see, I got eyes, bro. Listen, I don't. In other words, put it this way: you know me, I analyze everything. So when somebody says, "I got this kid for your 68 or whatever," the first thing I want to see is how many fights he got. Sure, is he left hand, right hand, and how big is he? Can he punch and all that shit? But before any of that shit, where he fights out of, who he fights with, because it matters, bro. It matters, man. Because too many trainers are just giving the fast kid the ball, bro. So when you're not just giving the fast kid the ball, it means it's repeated, right? It's repeated. Manny Robles.
Yeah,
So now when you come to me and go, Coach, I got this puff for, let's say, Quentin. I got this Mexican kid for Quentin. This fucking walk through, man. We gonna shine like new money. I'm gonna be like, cool, yeah. What's his record? Oh, he's 32 and nothing with 31 knockouts. He's a Mexican built up. Okay, cool. Who's his trainer? Manny Robles. Freeze. How long they been together? Where they been? You know what I'm saying? It makes you do that. It makes you do that.
right.
I had a guy here who's a hell of a he got Buku national champions and shit, amateur coach, and he does professional coaches too. And I never forget one day he was on a show and said they was asking him about trainers and shit, and he said, "Man, let me tell you about Collinsworth." He said that motherfucker. You think like you'll find out his fighters got 8 fights or something, and you say, "Oh, this kid's ain't got shit." That motherfucker will beat you to death, man, because they fight above Well, to me, he couldn't have said nothing better, right? That's like
Right.
a pride thing for me. Like you may think my fight fucking go with you because you got 100 fights. Man, I'll put my kid in there with 10 fights and mop his fucking ass up. You better watch who you fucking with. So when people see that, that's what I'm saying. If you consistently do that, they know, bro. People know, bro. even if you don't like him, even if you don't even got nothing nice to say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like here you go. Here's one for the people too. And I'd like to get your turn on this. 2 years ago, I had Ryan pick to beat Tank, right? No doubt in my mind. Zero doubt in my mind. Fast forward 2 years, he's no longer with Eddie and them because why? I'm a guess because I don't know discipline issues. I'm a guess he didn't like not being a star of the show. I'm a guess
Yeah,
that
yeah,
Eddie say you got to do this and you got to do this at a certain time so I can track where we are in camp, and he don't want to do all that shit. So I'm gonna just guess that.
hmm,
I don't know if Ryan Garcia is a good guy or not. I ain't picking on him or nothing.
yeah.
But you don't leave the most elite program in boxing at the moment for what? And you didn't lose. What's the problem?
Right.
So now Ryan's with another not a guy I admire, right? Done did everything in boxing. One of my favorite fighters. He bailed him out of some crazy fights and shit. But he's like Freddie, all offense, all go 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 go, and not that they not defense. I don't mean that they don't defense. It's just they front they what's the word I'm looking for? They
Favorite.
lean on they favor go. Like when the chips is down, go. Fuck that. Well, you live by that, but you die by that. And you know that I'm a Saints
Yeah.
guy. He believe like a motherfucker. He's either gonna win or die a horrible death because he's gonna throw 1,000 fucking interceptions, right? Well, that's what they believe. Goosen's a go 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 guy. If a guy's starting to get you, go. You got to fucking knock him out and get him out the way.
Yeah.
I think Eddie was giving Ryan some distance and some rep to punch. He could cheat up, uh, uh, step with that real foot and shit. He was getting all that, bro. He looked like he was shining like new money. And when he caught that his distance and punched him out of there, I was like, this kid's coming along perfect. Now he's with Goosen. I think, has he fought more than once with him or just once?
I don't remember.
But he's been with him the last couple of years. And I see it, bro. I see it going right back to speed, going right back to uh, uh, offense. And that fucking, them whiskers is right there. And here's the problem. Tank's just a midget, bro. He really is awesome. He really is an awesome fighter, bro. He's fucking great. He could punch like nobody's business. He really can. He's just fucking a midget, bro. He's just a little bitty dude. And Ryan Garcia is supposed to smoke this guy. But here's Tank, here's Ryan, and you punch him down because you're saying go, go, go. What's going to happen? Simple. You're out of there, bro. You're going to run into I ain't even got to go look for you. Ryan Garcia should jam Tank's fucking teeth out of his mouth that night, and he should never touch him. He should never get close to him. Much like Leo was doing till he walked into one, remember?
Right.
And Leo, I love Leo Santa Cruz, but Leo don't have the ability Ryan got, in my opinion. So
Right. I agree.
So I think this shit plays in the Tank's hands. Now, do I think just the mechanics and the size differential and all that, it's gonna just be a problem for Tank regardless, but it's a problem for him in every fight. So if Tank hangs around long enough and Ryan can't get him out of there, at some point, bro, I look for the little
Yeah.
bitty guy to catch
Yeah.
him with
Yeah.
something. That's where I'm at now. 2 years ago, I thought it was lopsided. Where
Yeah.
you at, bro?
Yeah. Man, I mean,
And I don't
you're
really care
seeing
because they're not champions. But go
right, right.
ahead.
You're seeing, I mean, I don't understand how a kid like Ryan should lose, right, to a guy like Tank if he uses his range, like you said. But I don't know much about Goose, and like I'm not as versed in the coaches, the way, how different they teach and stuff, the way you are. But I mean, I can see that. I mean, I wouldn't go near Tank if I'm Ryan, because that's his only chance to win. I mean, that's his only chance to win, and don't give him that chance, and you could win. But if he gives him that chance, he might end up getting knocked out like everyone else. Tank's fault. You know what I
It's
mean?
yeah, I just don't see it as a clear, decisive, like people seem to be determined on who's gonna win this fight. And I'm like, man, this shit could go any kind of way, bro.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's a dangerous fight for Tank. Like I mean, I guess he's got that weight and rehydration clause. He got his way with that.
Right.
He needed to get his way with that. I think because he's so much smaller. You know what I mean? But I don't know
He's
who
a
wins
little
that either.
bitty
I mean,
dude, bro.
yeah, I mean, because I feel like Ryan, even if he doesn't use his distance the way he should, his hands are fast enough.
Still,
He hits hard
he
enough.
still got an advantage. He still got the
Right,
advantage. Right. I
right.
agree with you.
So
So, but watch this. Gee, I hope this. I'm gonna hate to nail this prediction, right?
yeah, yeah,
Watch Ryan with that stepping shit, stepping right into a fucking punch because he's no longer stepping with the rear foot. He's stepping that dumb way with his hips. You know what I'm saying? Like stepping
yeah,
forward with the
yeah,
punch.
yeah,
Don't be surprised if he walks into a shit, gets caught high on the head or uppercut or anything. Because
yeah.
Tank's safe spot is in his chest, of course, right? Well, it ain't gonna be hard to find if this kid's stepping on every punch, bro.
Right, right.
If you don't have to step, if you don't have to step to shorten a distance, and you're stepping, that means you don't know how to punch. That means you don't know how to turn over a punch, catch the guy at the end of your shot, rotate your hips. You just getting your power from stepping. So then you telling me how to beat you. Because now I just crowd your lead foot with my lead foot and not let you step. So even when you hit me, it ain't shit. Because you don't know how to turn over a punch. And that's the thing, bro. I'm afraid Ryan's back to that speed kill shit. Speed, speed,
Yeah,
speed, and step on him and speed, step on him and speed, and be quick and step on man. And you think Tank can't time that shit?
yeah. He
Man, little
can.
Tank ass will time, and he'll time you with a power shot. It won't be a jab. He's gonna time you with something big. That
Right.
straight left, that overhand left, that straight left,
Uppercut,
that that
uppercut.
little inside uppercut. That motherfucker's back. Hey, if Tank Davis was 6 foot and 160 pounds, bro, oh,
Oh
bro,
man.
oh, bro, and I don't like nothing about that dude, man. I don't like his style. He seems soft, looks sissy to me, and all that shit. But it doesn't matter. He's a bad dude, bro. That's a bad
Yeah,
boy,
yeah,
man. He's just a young kid, and I'm not of this generation. But if you to put that boy in a 6 foot body and 160 pounds, man, man, that's why they invented the pound for pound list, right? So you could compare
yeah,
them,
yeah,
them
yeah.
little guys like that, man.
No, man. I think that's going to be a good fight. And what I wanted to say a little earlier, we mentioned this kid Resendiz. I think he's 14-1. I want to say, or something like that. I mean, some obscure kid from Mexico that I'd never heard of him. I'd never heard of him.
Shouldn't be whooping a unified world champion, right?
Right, right. I guess my point is like, of course, a great trainer matters, but like, how many kids are out there that, if given the opportunity, you know what I mean? How many kids are out there that nobody's heard of? If given the opportunity with a good trainer and some time and some effort, and
Hopefully, unending well. Hopefully, for the
yeah,
sport. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
everything comes in waves, bro. It's all about balance. It's all about coming back around and renaissance, and you know what I'm saying. Everything great
yeah,
comes
yeah.
back around. If it's great, it
You
comes
know,
back around.
and it makes me think about like my own promotion, right? Because like recently we had this kid Jason Granado. He's now just become our super lightweight champion. You know, you'd love this kid, like 5'10", 5'11", 135 pounder. You know, just wiry, strong, Mexican
Built
American
perfect for
kid. Just
boxing or swimming. Perfect for
perfect.
boxing or swimming.
Perfect, perfect. And he played baseball, so he says he throws his 90 mile per hour fastball down the middle. That's what's hurting people. He hasn't gotten out of round two in any of our fights. In fact, he's only been out of round two one time. He's finished everybody in the first round with us. And
He's swatting them
I
out.
actually, yeah, and I actually brought in a kid for our last event for him that I was worried to make the fight because the kid had over 20 fights, and Jason had just five with like 4 point fights that don't really even count. But he
Just
has the
blasting
size
dudes
advantage.
out.
Yeah, but he just had the size advantage, and so the other kid stepped up because he was a smaller guy, but he had 20 plus fights. He got him out of there in one round, man. He got him out of there in one round, and I said to myself,
What's his name?
it's
What's this kid's
just
name?
Jason Granado. They call him the
He's a
Gator, and
Mexican kid.
it's just opportunity, man. Like he's been consistent with us. The promotion's right here in his backyard, and it's just if you create the opportunities
Drive.
for these kids, man, yeah, they'll
The
just
driven
they'll just
guys are
get
going
there.
to show up.
Yeah,
If you create,
they'll get
if
there.
you create the opportunity, the driven guys are going to come. They're going to show up. They're looking for it. They want to
Yeah,
fight.
they'll get there. They'll get there, man. But anyway, Coach D, we've been on here over an hour, man. I really appreciate your
Oh
time. I
man, it
think
was
we
good
need to do
catching up,
this every
brother.
week, man. We need to do this every week, man.
I think Sundays will be the best day for me. And I mean, let's figure out the time. Let's
Yeah,
figure out what earlier or later or whatever. But I think Sundays is always gonna be way better for me, bro. For us to
sounds
do
good.
these types.
Sounds
And
good.
now
Everybody
look,
watching, like, comment, share, subscribe, man. If you
this
haven't
is
already,
the
subscribe to
this
the
is the
channel.
YouTube double right here. That's the first tryout. Shit,
Yeah, man. I never tried this before. This is pretty good.
it's working. It's working. We had that one little glitch, but
Yeah.
that's it. Well, brother, I appreciate you, man.
Oh man, thank you, Coach T. I appreciate it too, man. I was like really interested in seeing what you had to say about Zoo, especially, man. That guy really surprised me. So,
Oh, I like him. I like him a lot. I like him a
uh,
lot. I want to see him. I just know, uh, like I said, I'm not gonna root against hometown or nothing, but I know Jamel's a big kid, man. He's a big, strong kid, and Casazu's son, like Castano, has the ability to nullify that. But Casazu's son is very ill experienced. Castano was a world champion, right?
yeah,
Uh, this kid's very inexperienced. That was his big stake, but he passed with flying colors. So I would like to see him. I mean, because it looks like him and Jermaine's getting a shot at the undisputed title, man. Can you imagine that young boy winning the undisputed title and taking that shit back to Australia like Cambosa did? We can't stand for that shit, G. We
that's
need the
crazy
Americans,
if
man.
that
Where they
shit
at?
happens. I know, man. That's what this channel should be about from here on out. Man. We gotta build our guys up, man. It's USA, baby.
We got to, bro. And there's nothing. Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing, man. The world don't see nothing wrong with that. That's America, bro. Acting like you can't be proud of your country and shit. That's America, bro.
I'm proud of
Dude, did
shit.
you hear them booing? They booed. Yeah, they booed the anthem again, bro,
I
in
can't
Australia,
believe
bro.
it, man. Yeah, I was like, dang, dude, that's
Like,
crazy,
like
man.
that. Like booed the shit out of us, bro. And it's
No,
like,
man.
don't we see we eating our own self, bro? We eating ourselves up, bro. Like the country's going so far one way that it's ridiculous, man. And America, I ain't got that.
Yeah,
That don't
yeah.
mean I hate other
Right, right.
countries. I want to win. So yeah, man, our boys need to cut that shit out, man. Because listen, when you you represent your country whether you like it or not, right?
Yep.
I think when you get that platform, if you don't like what America represents to you, Now you got the platform to change it. So go open your fucking mouth, say what you gotta say. But you don't shit on your own country, man. Your country's affording you the opportunity to get up there and say shit. That's my thing, bro. Like I think the athletes can say whatever the fuck they want to say. They should have some class about it. They'll run people up because it's still capitalist society, bro. You don't want to ruin your own value. But
Right.
all that shut up and pass the ball, you know who wants you to do that? The people who don't agree with you. That's the only people who want you to shut up and throw the ball, bro. Same thing with all the rest of them. Now you don't want these kids to be in it, but guess what? It's free. I thought y'all liked the rights and the free country shit. You can say what the fuck you want to say, bro. Yeah, I'm a big up America all the time, bro. All
Me
the
too,
time.
man. Me too. It's USA, baby.
100%,
Hey,
brother. And I'm a,
we'll talk
and I'm
next.
a,
Go ahead.
I'm
Go ahead.
I'm I'm a third generation immigrant, so we've been here forever on my mama's side. And then your parents came in, right?
Yeah, I'm the
Well,
first one born here,
you
man.
the
I'm the
first,
first one
bro. You
born
the
here.
first, man. And have no problem saying USA, man. This
Hey,
is this is
it's
where we at, bro.
USA. Listen, listen. It's USA for life in this bitch, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Everybody can say whatever the fuck they want to say, man.
And they
For me,
and they
it's
should be able
for
to.
life, bro.
That's my point. And they should be able to. If the worst of speech ain't protected, bro, then none of it's protected,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
That's just how it works, bro. He's got to be able to say fuck USA so I can say fuck you.
Right,
Right?
right, 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 right. I agree.
Let's
I
catch it
mean,
up, bro. Next Sunday, bro.
yeah, man. Yeah,
Huh?
have a great one. Thank you, Coach T. Have a great one, bro.
All right, brother.
All
Go.
right, man.